Hey Fallon, what's up? Alright, I'll go through each one of these lists. Alright, so what will help with the press here is look how vertical you are. Alright, I want you to get the hips forward more. Almost like as if you had like a bow, right? So you're here, get the hips forward more before you start. Alright, what that's going to do, that's going to help pull the head out of the way. And that's going to allow you to keep that bar right over the midfoot. Just kind of notice how it kind of comes out in front of you a little bit. Then it stops, and then you have to redirect it. So if you shift the hips forward more and get that bar into more of like a bowing position, squeezing the quads and the abs, that'll help spring right out of the bottom. I think that'll help keep the bar in a nice vertical bar path, okay? And nice job at the top, stay nice and balanced, okay? Alright, so for these squats, first what I'd like you to do is kind of clean up this unracking procedure. So we want to squat it up like you're doing there, alright? And notice how you're on your toes. So watch that as you unrack the bar. So you should think of this as like you're finishing a squat. Also get your feet narrow in your deadlift stance. And the reason being is when you go to step out, if the feet are wide, it'll kind of, the plates will wobble from side to side. So feet are narrow, so you step back, those plates come right straight back, okay? And what you want to do is after you unrack it, after you finish the squat, take one huge step back, just one step back. So a nice big step back. And then that should set your distance away from the rack. And then from there, all you have to focus on is getting the foot stance wider, okay? Just see how many steps you're taking there, okay? So you're taking 1, 2, 3 steps to set your distance. All right, so we want to just get the feet narrow, take one big step back, okay? All right, so as you're coming down, I want you to just pay attention to your knee. All right, so at the very bottom, you actually see your shin moving forward right there. All right, so that's telling me that the weight's shifting forward. Now what happens is, watch your back, watch what you do to try to get the bar up. So you start arching, all right, and now what that does is that arch will actually move the bar back a little bit, and then it starts moving again, okay? So you're coming up and you're starting to move your spine as you're squatting, okay? And that's nearly just a reaction to try to get the bar back into its original location, which is right over the midfoot. So let's keep the weight back on those heels, make sure the knees stay back, and make sure that we're keeping the back in extension the entire time, okay? All right, so on the bench here, all right, notice how when you press it straight up, you're pressing it and then you're moving it. So what you want to do is you want to create tension in the bar like a straight arm pull down, and then you want to unrack it. Okay? Now, make sure that you're nice and tight before you go. So you unrack it, stabilize first, get your chest up, knees out, take your breath. All right? Nice grind though, okay? So you hit the chest a little hard, but that's all right. You find the groove, you stay with it. All right? I just want you to watch what happens to your chest. So look at the chest here, and watch as you press it, and watch how it collapses. All right, we want to keep the chest high. We want to think about chasing the bar with the chest, okay? All right, deadlifts. Just need a little bit more speed on these first few reps. Okay, I can tell you're getting tired because I've watched your back. All right, that actually was pretty good. Notice how there's no movement in the back. And then I want you to watch this last rep here. So you try to set your chest, you try to set your back, but what happens is you squeeze your chest up, but I don't see any change in your back position. You actually see your hips lowering, okay? And notice how low they are. All right, now at this point, we're practically squatting the weight up, okay? So look at the back there, in that position, all right? Let's see here. All right, now I want you to see your back in this one here, all right? So just take a look at that area right there. All right, so that's the last rep. That was the rep beforehand, okay? You see how straight the back is here and how round it is there? All right, so make sure that when we're setting the back, we're not just squeezing the chest up, but we're sticking the butt out too as well, okay? All right, kiddo, that's all I got for you. Look forward to your training for next week.